above the streets and houses, rainbow climbing high. Everyone can see it smiling over the sky. Paint the whole world with a rainbow.
Created to be the UK's equivalent to Sesame Street, Rainbow became a national phenomenon, running for 27 seasons, airing a total of 1,071 episodes. Each show would focus on a theme that was about good behaviour or ethics, teaching both preschool and primary school children about morality through the right and wrong actions of Bungle, Zippy and George.
What's going on?
Bungle's building a tower.
Oh, I can do that. I'm very good at building. I'll show you. Yeah.
Hey!
Zippy!
That was my tower!
Not two, one, two.
Zippy, now come on. Now say you're sorry to Bungle. You knocked his tower over.
I didn't know.
Oh, yes, you did. I was building my tower and you just knocked it over on purpose. It's not fair.
Poor Bungle. Yeah, but I want to build something. I mean, I'm very good at building.
Well, you can take your turn after Bungle.
You're greedy.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You always want to use the things other people are using.
That's not being greedy. It is. It's greedy and it's selfish. Look, me? Selfish? What's selfish?
You're selfish.
Supercar was the first of the Anderson puppet shows that the world would come to know and love. It was also the first of their outputs that would use the complicated check-style marionettes that would become the standard to be employed on most of the Anderson productions.
It travels in space or under the sea, and it can journey anywhere. Supercar, supercar. It travels on land or roams the skies, through the heavens' stormy rage. It's Mercury manned and everyone cries, it's the marvel of the age. Supercar, supercar, supercar!
Okay, Venus?
Okay, Steve.
Right. Let's go.
Following on from Supercar, Fireball XL5 was the next show from the Anderson stable, coming out later that same year. Set in the 21st century, which would become the era that most of the Anderson shows would be based in, Fireball XL5 followed the adventures of Captain Steve Zodiac, who with his team patrolled interstellar space.
My leg.
Bomber X, aka Starfleet, was produced by manga veteran Go Nage. Set in space, we joined 3 Earth defense pilots given the task of defending terra firma from the evil Commander Makara, who was searching for a super weapon called F-01. Thinking that the Earthlings have it, Commander Makara gives them an ultimatum, where either F-01 is handed over to her, or Earth will meet its doom. In not having the foggiest at what the commander is talking about, the humans put into effect their own unfinished weapons program called Bomber X. And so every week we tuned in to watch Starfleet, hoping to see one thing: the 3 spaceships unifying and turning into the robot that is Bomber X. As a side note, Starfleet puppets were controlled by rods and not by strings, and so they were mostly filmed from the waist up. Joe 90 was the sixth and last of the Anderson puppet shows that used the Czech-style marionettes to control the characters' movements. Broadcast between 1968 and 1969, Joe 90 was a spy adventure show that followed the adventures of Joe McClane, a young school kid whose scientist father invents a machine that can take the knowledge and experiences from one person and imprint them into the mind of another. And so Joe becomes the World Intelligent Network's most special agent, sent out into a world he barely knows using other people's experiences.
On that reel of tape. So, electronically, it now stores my knowledge and my experience. In a moment, I'm going to transfer that knowledge and experience to little Joe.
Okay, Dad. I'm ready.
Relax, Joe. Don't answer me. Just relax. Relax completely.
When do I get my badge?
Right now, Joe 90. Right now.
Terrahawks, stay on this channel. This is an emergency.
Though Terrahawks comes under the Andersons banner, Terrahawks had a very different feel to it in comparison to the other shows. Firstly, there was more humour, and secondly, the puppetry technique had changed. Now their productions utilised hand puppets made out of a latex type of material. But as usual, the show was set in the future and featured a heroic task force whose mission in this case was to defend the Earth from the threat of Zelda.
Stand by for action.
Stingray was the first of the Anderson shows to have interchangeable heads for the puppets. This allowed for a greater range of expressions and emotion. The Stingray submarine itself was the flagship vessel for WASP, the World Aquatic Security Patrol that policed the seas in the year 2060.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons aired from 1967 to 1968 and has since been transmitted to 40 countries. The story has an interesting premise, as in this show the humans technically start off as the bad guys, after attacking a city on Mars and killing some of its inhabitants. The Martians, who are known as the Mysterions, declare war on humans and plot revenge. In turn, the Earth forms a special counter-unit called Spectrum, which includes Captain Scarlet. But who is Captain Scarlet? Why is he so special? And why is he indestructible? Well, you'll just have to watch the show, as if I try to explain, we'll be here all day.
The Mysterons, sworn enemies of Earth. possessing the ability to recreate an exact likeness of an object or person. But first, they must destroy. Leading the fight, one man fate has made indestructible. His name, Captain Scarlet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Thunderbirds is probably the biggest and most popular of all the Anderson productions. To date, it has been broadcast in 66 countries, has a live film version and an animated show too. 2 seasons were filmed for Thunderbirds, but uniquely with this particular franchise, each episode's running time was a whopping 50 minutes long. Thunderbirds first aired in 1965 and told the story of International Rescue, a team of 5 brothers led by their father, whose expertise lay in complicated rescue operations. In addition, the team worked with counter-terrorist agents, as some disasters were man-made rather than natural.
With our very special guest star, Mr. Steve Martin.
Created by Jim and Jane Henson in 1955, The Muppets seemed to instantly transcend age and automatically have an audience that comprised of both children and adults. Because The Muppets reached multiple demographics so well, it was a flexible type of show that could be shown in the morning or evening and also translate into film for the big screen. Over 60 years later, and with a number of awards behind it, The Muppets is still going.
It's time to get things started.
Well, ain't the old opening better?
It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show. Green smoke.
Sesame Street is a groundbreaking educational TV show that was created in 1969. It combined live action, comedy sketches, musical performances, imagery of real neighborhoods, animation, and puppetry that came from the Jim Henson Workshop. Created to be universally appealing, Sesame Street was first funded by the government and private foundations, but it eventually became self-sustaining through licensing and international sales. Its content was based on educational goals, and the creators deliberately monitored school curriculums to stay relevant and up to date. The show's 40th anniversary was broadcasted to 140 countries, and to date, Sesame Street has won 160 Emmy Awards and 8 Grammy Awards.
Hi, Elmo.
Hi, Big Bird.
Oh, what's the matter?
Well, Big Bird, Elmo was trying to show what sad looks like. Elmo tried and tried, but no matter what Elmo did, Elmo could not find anybody who feels sad.
Well, Elmo, it looks to me like you're sad.
Elmo?
Sure. You've been hanging your head down, and you're talking softly. You look sad to me.
Hey! Big Bird is right! Elmo is sad! So you know what sad looks like. Elmo never knew that being sad could make Elmo so happy.
Okay. If you guess what is in the box, I'll give you a cookie. It's a horse. No. It's a cow. It's a cotton ball. No. It's a pogo stick. No. It's a rump roast.
No.
It's a moose.
No. Those are wild guesses.
Well, me wild about cookies.
Yes, but you haven't guessed right. Now maybe if you listen to the clues.
Okay. Me all ears. Okay. What's first clue?
Okay, the first clue is that it is something to eat.
It's a cookie.
No, it's not a cookie.
Not a cookie. Give me second clue.
Okay, the second clue is that it is something round.
A cookie.
No, it's not a cookie.
Not a cookie. Sorry, third clue.
Third clue.
Just thought it might be cookie off chance.
Yes, no, it's not. The color of this thing is orange.
Something to eat that is round and orange. It's a cookie.
No, it is not a cookie.
Just thought one last chance, you know?
No, it's not a cookie.
No. Okay. Me give up.
What? How can you give up? It's something to eat that's round and orange. It's an orange. It's an orange.
Me like that fourth clue. Is it an orange?
Of course it's an orange. I just told you it was an orange.
Me guess right. Me get cookie. Give me cookie.
No, you don't get a cookie.
What?
I told you what it was. I told you it was an orange. You didn't guess it right.